Yo, how's it going, guys? It's Richard Unicorn Caller here, and I hope you guys are having a better day than KI is right now, because honestly, this spring update has really just been like not even like bad, but it's just really embarrassing. It's really just kind of getting disappointing. So I'm a little tipsy right now. I ain't gonna lie with y'all. Okay, we're a little tipsy today, but Blaze Lifehammer has made a excellent 9-minute video. It's super quick. That kind of talks about everything that has happened so far. We're basically going to be talking about the latest announcements concerning the KI Live, because if you guys don't know, KI Live is actually canceled today, and it is being rescheduled due to the outroar of everything happening. This is actually kind of like the second time that I've seen a KI Live get canceled and rescheduled. But main thing is that, it's a buggy update. It's all over the place. But again, watch Blaze Live Family. He does a great job kind of just digesting it all down. But we're going to go over here to the official announcement talking about the KI Live and basically in the Discord. And Falmea is always nice with the messages and the state of the games and stuff like that, because right now it's just really, really bad. So it says, "Hi, King's Isle community. As you very well know, we have quite a few outstanding issues we are diligently working on for Wizard101 from the spring update. In lieu of a live stream today, we're rescheduling the show and taking the time to focus on fixes. So instead of a verbal state of the games, I'm giving you a written state of Wizard101 today, focusing on the issues at large since the update. First of all, the Portal of Peril. Peril in caps for a reason. When this idea was pitched and put together, it seemed like a huge win. We had existing technology with level scaling and really awesome content, gauntlets, that could use some more playtime and love, and who doesn't love more events? With new rewards created for it, this seemed like an awesome new monthly event we could build on in the future. If it was popular, we'd consider expanding on it and release new and unique content in the future. This is one official question from KI Live answered. Promise I'll give you credit/rewards still when we do the show later on." And yeah, the Portal Apparel is a really fun event. It really is nice. Just have a nice way to obtain a various amount of stuff, such as Azoth, Dream Water, which is like the Wallaroo reagent, and also, of course, Spellments. And everybody loves Spellments, but again, Portal Apparel has just been really bad lately. It's just been terrible. It would be a huge win, except it just doesn't seem to work. There's a ghost in the 20-year-old machine somewhere, just causes things in this event to not function the way that they absolutely should function, and maddeningly functions properly everywhere else in the game. And believe us, it's frustrating to us as well. We realize that quite a few of these events we've released have been problematic or are so broken we've had to pull them early, like today's event. At this point, it's clear that we need to start to the Portal Apparel feature from the ground up, and it may be a while before we launch any new Portal Apparel events, so we can take some steps back and make sure we do it right. So Portal Apparel is like, that's going to get vaulted, dude, as I said. Like, that's going to be placed on the back burner until they actually, like, figure out what's going on. And as they said, they still, they got a ghost in their little 20-year-old machine somewhere. And, and again, it's really frustrating for them as well. It's just a frustrating time to be playing the game. I mean, I haven't even been playing the game, honestly, just because of how riddled the game has been with bugs and glitches and just the nonstop community just all over the place. And I will say, Blaze mentioned this as well, but the Wizard101 Discord is such a bad place to find information. It's all scattered across the place. I really miss the FAQ boards. I know that's, old tech or whatever. That's like old technology. Nobody uses like FAQ message boards anymore and stuff like that. But like Discord is such like a terrible place to find information at, because everybody's talking left and right and everybody's making complaints nonstop. This isn't happening, or that's not working properly. It's like all over the place, man. So yeah, I don't blame devs if they don't see every single thing, but we're getting on to that though. We're getting on to that. Second, the gifting issue, which is also, this one is probably, I would have to say, bigger than the Portal Apparel, because, Portal Apparel is just like some any sort of event that we usually see, but this one is like actually concerning a little bit. Okay, so check this out. This was one of those unfortunate butterfly effect issues where you fix one thing and for some reason it breaks something that is seemingly unrelated. That's what happened, and why it took a while to figure out the root of the cause. We focused as quickly as possible to stop the issue from happening, and the fix went live yesterday morning, so feel free to gift again to your heart's content. Now we're currently in the initial testing phase for a script that will magically return lost items. Data loss is something we take super seriously and need to handle with the utmost care. We have to make sure we get this one right, and it takes a little time to do so. We appreciate your patience here, and we'll make this right as soon as possible. Also, we are aware of issues with pre-enchanted treasure cards in decks and Scion spellements. We're at work on these and we'll get fixes for these as soon as we can as well. Yeah, and I heard a lot about the Scion spellements as well. I think a lot of people lost a lot of Scion spellements. And again, this whole spring update, I mean, I think this might be the worst spring update. I'm gonna be honest. Like, this one was rough. Like, this, I keep telling this game is early access. At this point, it's starting to turn into like a pre-alpha. And it's really sad. It really is sad to just see the game, you know, just the quality of these updates kind of just go down, man. It's really sad. And I understand what people are saying, that, you know, everybody's so toxic and ruthless in the community, which is understandable. But you also have to understand from their perspective that, you know, paying members and people that pay a lot of money for the game and try to enjoy the game when they have these issues and glitches and stuff, it does kind of ruin that excitement for them. So I don't think it's really fair to just kind of like dismiss the community as, oh, everybody's so toxic and stuff like that. Obviously, you shouldn't be harassing anybody, including the devs. Nobody should be harassing anybody. But I don't think it's right to dismiss the toxicity. Be like, oh, you guys are just toxic. Oh, you guys just want everything perfect. No, I don't think that's fair. And there's a lot of games that aren't perfect. But to this extent, especially for the gifting part, I think that's definitely a red flag. And I don't think that should be just dismissed as something as, oh, you guys are toxic. You know, no, it's not fair. You know, it's not fair to the players at all, which we're going to get into later on in the video. Like I said, watch Blaze Lifehammer's video. He condenses this all in one. Anyway, talking about this, as for how best to report issues, the methods remain as such. Test Realm, Bug Reporter tool in game, or Bug Report section of Discord, or in the Live Realm Bug Report section of Discord. We are discussing internally more efficient ways to scrape more useful reports from the in-game bug reporter mixed in with the give me crowns or fix game dev. Please don't do that. You will not get crowns, and very general comments don't help us fix the game. As well as better ways to catch detailed / quality reports out of the game as well. Please, as always, continue to send us issues you find and constructive feedback. But understand there are human beings behind all the avatars on Discord and everywhere where you interact with us. I assure you, we are eager to have all these issues fixed and move on with making the next set of amazing updates for all of our games. No, dude, no. I don't want no more updates. No, I don't want no more updates. As a matter of fact, pause the music. Yo, DJ, cut the music off real quick. Cut the music off. No. No more updates. No more. Joe, enough with the update. We're done, all right? We had a sprint. We're good. We don't need a new world. We don't need a new raid. We don't need any new skeleton key bosses. We don't even need the new gauntlet. Keep the new gauntlet. No bundles, no packs, none of that. Just keep it all. Just whatever y'all got in the files, just keep it in the files. I don't want it. I don't want to touch it. I don't want to log in. If I see a new pack release, I'm not logging in. I don't care. I'm not doing it. If I see the Polar Peril happen again, which probably honestly won't be for another couple of months. I mean, I think Polar Peril's done, dude, until they actually sit down and work on that. But until then, I ain't logging in. No, because everything's marked as an exploit. Nope. Fix it. I don't care. Nope. I ain't going to touch it. Nope. And somebody mentioned this in the Wizard101 Discord that I think actually in one of my comments, I can't remember where I saw the comment. I've been all over the place. But it would be really cool to kind of see them instead of just all the regular updates that they usually do, such as like the summer update and the, fall update. Like, instead of getting all of those other updates, why not just maybe just delay all that and just like heavy focus on not only playtesting the game and, definitely getting a hand on some of those butterfly effects issues, because that definitely sounds scary, but maybe just take the time to fix all of the bugs and glitches and just the various complaints that a lot of people have right now. Honestly, I could go for a year of Wizard101 without a world, right? I already play this game, well, sometimes. Like, I'll just go into a team up. I'll help people in, like, Darkmoor because I love Darkmoor. I bought the area with crowns years ago. I'll just do that. Like, I could play this game without a new world, right? I feel like every time there's a new world, everybody grinds for the gear and then abandons it. Like, I could go a year without a new world as long as you guys, like, kind of lock in a sense. You know what I'm saying? And maybe they can't do that. Maybe they don't have the resources. Maybe they just don't have the general management or the people for it. It really does feel like a small indie dev company. Like, I feel like that Gamingo acquisition was, like, they bought the company, like, Gamingo bought the company, and then they just let it they just didn't care for Wiz after that. I'm like, what is going on? And again, you have this game about to come out for console, so it's definitely in your best interest to kind of make this a good experience, not only for PC players, but of course for console players. But console players, they still don't have a release date about the console. They're still waiting like 7 months later, and they're still seeing all these bugs and glitches. And a lot of people might kind of reconsider, like, okay, maybe this game isn't going to be fun as I think it is, which I'm sure it will be fun on the console launch. But I'm just saying, in general, you're also going to have problems on there. So not only will you have problems on PC, but you're going to have problems on consoles as well. So this is really the time to really lock in. Like, I don't know if they even have a QA team at all. It doesn't feel like it. But y'all really need to lock in, because, dude, literally, it's every minute. It's every minute something's happening. Like, I'm looking at Discord. I'm looking at the group chats. I'm like, oh, something's happening. Oh, gotta make a video, right? Like, y'all have to lock in. Okay, we're going to put the music back on. We Gucci. Just wanted to say that. And that was basically the official announcement from their Discord. So, again, KI Live is canceled. The Portal Apparel is gone until they bring it back, whenever that is. Portal Apparel is basically going to be MIA yet again. So, hopefully, you guys had fun with that. So, now that we read that, now we got to talk about some of the other stuff from the devs. And I'm going to be honest, for y'all devs, and I understand you guys are passionate for the game, sometimes it might be in your best interest to just not talk. I'm just going to be honest with that. And I see that a lot in this community. A lot of people just don't know when to just, I'll say it, just be quiet. Obviously, I won't do profanity. We have class on this channel. But sometimes you just got to be quiet. You don't have to respond to every comment. Hey, I do that a lot on YouTube. Sometimes I don't respond to every comment just because I don't want to. Right? You don't have to respond to every, like, comment that you see. Just be quiet, because if you say something stupid, which I have seen on Twitter and Discord all the time, I see it on the internet a lot. A lot of people say stupid stuff, and then they get ratioed, or people just dogpile on them because they're an easy punching bag, right? Kind of similar to the whole Type A, Type B situation. Everybody was doing just all these dumb takes and stuff like that. Similar to, what was another dumb take? Oh, what was another dumb take on a game? I don't know. I see a lot of dumb takes on this video game. Just don't talk. All right? So here we go. Coming in from Ratbeard. This comes in from the Discord. And Morpheus implies that, and it still should have been on test run so that players could bug test after said fix. And then Ratbeard does say that none of the bugs on this event were known to us. From reading the chat this morning, it appears they were known to players. Weirdly, no players let us know about them so we could fix them and test them on test room. All of the pops were tested internally for known issues during test room. Some of them were tested on test room, and man, and I've always had Oh, wait, that I see you, Gold. And that Ice Gold PvP making a comment. He says, grounds for the immediate resignation. No, no, no. Ratbeard does, like, it's one of those things, again, going into one of those examples, one of these bad takes. Like, a lot of people report stuff, right? I don't think this is like, oh, it's on the player type of thing. Like, no, you can't. And again, it's like KI is very allergic to accountability, right? Now, if you're allergic to accountability, what you can be is be proactive instead of reactive, which I've said in a different previous video talking about proactive and reactive. If you're proactive, you're kind of actively working against a problem so that you won't have to be so reactive against something when it actually happens. KI is a very reactionary company. Like, when something goes down, just like the whole Portal of Pale event and the whole gift box thing, they react. And that reaction is canceling the KI Live. Their reaction is making an announcement. Their reaction is, you know, kind of just letting the Portal of Pale sit in the oven even longer until they find out a solution for that. You know, that's a reaction. But if you were being proactive into something like Test Realm, and you were actively working on Test Realm, and you didn't... Test Realm only lasted like 2 weeks, by the way. Definitely needs to be way longer at this point, or I don't know, just get a better, I don't know, just management or resources. I don't know what's going on with QA, but again, it's just like when these glitches happen, it frustrates the players, and I think the last thing you want to do is kind of like put that on the players and be like, oh, well, you guys weren't reporting it, which people were. People report a lot of stuff in the game. And like I said, Discord is a terrible platform to report stuff. It's just a messy platform, right? And that's why we had the FAQ message boards back in the day. Those were kind of easy to navigate. But, yeah, this happened. Ratbeard says, no, in fact, we were not aware of any of these issues. We tested things we knew were broken and fixed them. He also says, nobody said it was. Morpheus insinuated that we ignored bug reports regarding the issues. And then Ratbeard also said, it's weird how few bug reports we get from players when they discover an exploit. You know what's funny? Because me and my friends knew about the whole rat respawn exploit. I could have made a video talking about that exploit, and it still would not get fixed. Like, dude. Did you guys know that you can actually shift home out of the boss rematches and just, like, come back? Actually, I don't even think that's a bug. I think that's just one of the functions in the game. And honestly, it's very convenient. Very convenient function. Dude, there's a lot of glitches and bugs in this game. But that's the last thing you want to tell your players. Be like, hey, man, you know, it's weird how few bug reports we get from players when they discover an exploit. It's not, dude. It is not our fault, dude. I wasn't even logged into the game. It's not our fault. You can't just blame the players for not reporting when they did report stuff. Okay? If anything... Well, no, I'm not going to be mean. I ain't going to be mean. You know what? We're moving on to the next slide because I don't want to be mean. I have class. You know, I don't want to be mean. I ain't going to be mean. Anyway, Joel does a very good response to the whole Portal Apparel thing, which is really nice. Joel mentions that I had Portal Apparel stop today. There were a few reasons why. Number one, it was bugged, and some people were not able to make it progress. And number two, it was exploitable and giving out more rewards than it was supposed to. And then number three, it was throwing some strange server-side errors, and I didn't want it to crash the whole game. Thank you for your understanding. See, now that's a cool response. I like that. Now that's a cool response I can get back to, right? I like that, right? That's something like, okay, you're telling us the problems. You know, obviously there are a lot of bugs and glitches with it. Obviously, maybe that could have been handled, like, years ago, or or just in the test realm, because Portal Apparel just... Dude, I'm telling you, man, they just need to get rid of that event. It just does not work. And I know you love it, Clifford. I know you love it, man. But, dude, it doesn't work. It just can't work anymore. They've tried. Either they have to, like, really, and I mean, like, sit down. Like, you actually got to sit down, lock in, look at every single piece of coding, and like you actually gotta like fix it, because dude, this has been really bad for over a year, right? This was announced in March 2024, right? Now it's March 2025. Portal Apparel still doesn't work. I don't know how much time is needed. I don't know how many test run weeks there has to be. I don't know how many bug reports have to come in, but something needs to change. Something needs to change, and it needs to change now. Rabbiot also says that's an interesting way to look at it when someone has asked, so we're going to get all the fortune coins we missed out on. And obviously, I don't think there's going to be much compensation for that. I don't even know how you could do compensation for the Portal of Apparel. Like I said, it's gone until they, bring it back in the game. So, yeah, you could probably kiss the Portal Apparel goodbye. Hopefully, everybody got their spellments and all that other stuff. I already got enough spellments. That's why I don't even run the event anymore. And also, I just kind of find it frustrating playing with low levels in general, but I already got my spellments, so I'm good. But it does suck, because it is a very good event. It is a really fun event, and it just sucks to know that we're probably not going to see it for a couple of months or weeks or hours. I mean, we don't really know, Kind of the same thing with consoles. We don't know when we don't know when Wizard101 console is going to come out. We're just kind of waiting on it, man. Anyway, Atmoplex does an Atmo opinion again, talking about today's announcement, and it was great to see from Falmea. Here are our thoughts, and number one, Atmoplex recommends that the game needs large, persistent announcements in client. Not everyone is on Discord, which is also really good. Not everybody is on Discord. I personally think Discord is just a messy social media thing. I use Discord to like talk to my own server, but not in all the other big servers, because personally, I'm also antisocial and introverted, and I just don't like talking to random people. But personally, for me, it definitely does need to be a little bit more, I guess, transformative, or like communication on the platforms a little bit. I don't know. It just feels like they could do a lot more on these other platforms, such as Twitter or Blue. I don't think they're using Blue Sky. I think they only mainly use like Twitter and Facebook and Instagram, even TikTok. So yeah, we'll just have to wait and see. I mean, most likely they'll still just use Discord. They'll probably just keep Twitter and all the other stuff for their regular promotions, such as other events and, other Crown Shop stuff and all that junk. The QA team needs an internal audit. When every issue leads back to them, that's very concerning. Yeah, I definitely think that should get looked into. And again, I'm not even going to be mean. Like, I know everybody's trying their hardest, but, like, yeah, it's getting rough, man. It's getting rough. Like, now, I think we're, like, past, like, early access point. I'm starting to think this game is, like, yeah, I'm just going to say, this game is, like, pre-alpha now. It feels like it's a pre-alpha build. And I know everybody's going to say, Richard, other video game companies do bugs. But to this degree, though, it's getting a little repetitive, and it's getting a little annoying, man, don't you think? And as a player, I don't even know why this wouldn't upset you. This should upset you as a player, and especially as a paying customer. Shouldn't you be upset that this game is not at its peak potential, or at least functioning properly? Like, the whole gift box thing is still broken. They said they have to work into the whole dialogue of how to, like, retrieve all these lost items and stuff like that. Like, some of this stuff should generally upset you, especially for the Portal Apparel. If you're someone that enjoyed the Portal Apparel, and you've been playing it since the beginning, and you're just kind of tired of all the bugs and glitches that has been going on, then you should definitely be upset about this. I never understand people that just, like, blindly accept what the game is. Be like, oh, this game is glorious, and it's perfect. Like, then I feel like you're not truly a real fan. And I've been a big supporter of this game, even if I don't buy every single crown sale, or if I don't renew my membership, right? I still love and support the game, but the problem is I just lose a lot of respect for the company because stuff like this is happening, right? And I keep giving them all these videos like this in hopes that some things will change, which I really hope some things do change. But if you just kind of like blindly support everything, be like, yeah, this is awesome. Like, yeah, which I do sometimes too. But I also make these videos discussing some of the issues, keep you guys informed about everything that's been going on. Personally, for me, I liked the spring update. Me and my friends were doing the boss rematches. Like, that's what we have been primarily doing. Even if we're not affected by some of these glitches, such as the Friends gift box or, you know, the whole Scion spellment thing, fiasco, whatever's going on with there, even with the Portal of Pale, doesn't mean that the update is glorious, right? It might be good for only us, but it's not going to be great for everybody else. Everybody has their own subjective taste on how they perceive these updates. And for me personally, I just don't primarily care much about the Portal of Pale. I've been a day one hater of the Portal of Pale, right? Day one. Okay, so let's talk about what Court has said, which Court has made a really long Discord. I mean, not too long, but he kind of mentions this, and it was a really good read. So, Court mentions that I'm tired of King's Isle employees coming to this chat to defend bugs. Again, we talk about accountability. They never want to take accountability. Being in the game instead of taking accountability for the bugs. This company has a very flawed and undertrained QA team, and then they come to blame the players for not reporting the bugs. The issue found with this current Portal Apparel was reported in this Discord using the bug thread labeled Portal Apparel Great Clock Issues during Test Realm. But instead of fixing the issue and running it again during the next test run, King's Isle ignored it, and now they're wondering why players randomly found the issue again during live. I mean, it's not a hard thing to reproduce, and saying we weren't aware of it because players didn't report it is an insane excuse. I spend time on the daily to assist this company with reproducing bugs and ensuring the appropriate KI employee has the details they need to fix the bugs. It shouldn't be the responsibility of a player to do that. Your quality assurance team fails at every single update. Stop blaming players for your mistakes. I'm not gonna lie though, Court has been spitting flames, dude. My boy, yeah, my boy has awakened. God, and again, I'm gonna let that sink in for a little bit. I mean, dang, that's crazy to me. Isn't that crazy? Jeez. Anyway, that's what Court has to say. And Atmoplex goes on with this thread even more, talking about the updates. Atmoplex also mentions that number 3, situations need to be handled better. And again, I talked about being proactive instead of reactive. Everything is very reactionary with this company, right? Fixing the bugs is faster is great, but don't go silent on an active major issue. Reporting bugs should not be exclusive to Discord. Perhaps the in-game bug reporter should be enabled on Live Realm. That would be really cool to see. That would actually be really... I've always wondered that why the in-game bug reporter wasn't really enabled on Live Realm. That's actually a really good idea. That way they can kind of siphon through all the bug reports, and maybe they could like filter it out. Maybe you can only do like one bug report every like 3 days or something like that. Like, I don't know. This is like... I feel like that would be a really good thing to do, or at least look into. You know what I'm saying? That's a good idea, you know? Especially, like I said, not everybody uses Discord. Not everybody uses Twitter. Not everybody watches my YouTube videos because not everybody uses YouTube like that. You know, primarily I just watch YouTube to, like, listen to music videos and, like, AMVs and all that stuff, or, you know, anime. Like, you know, a lot of people are different. And then number 5 over here is that Atmoplex mentions that production needs to be better prioritized major and minor fixes. When live major issues go unchecked for over a week, then there is clearly a problem with how production is not prioritizing active major bugs. We need to wait for a patch window next week. It is not acceptable. So that's what Atmoplex says. So, yeah, that's the whole thread. Yeah, pretty crazy stuff. Someone says, I'm not surprised they do the same thing for Pirate, but they only listen when it affects the whole community. Hercules was one of the good community managers that actually listens to the players' report. Sadly, he is no longer with the community. Yep, I remember that. So, yeah, that was the whole thread, and they also retweeted this. especially true when KingsIsle will not compensate players for anything. Paying players are forced to suffer the consequences of trying to simply make progress in the game, be it in terms of quests or items like experiments. That's why I be telling y'all to stop spending money on the game. I be telling y'all don't have to buy every crown sale or like buy every membership, bro. Like, just, you can play the game for free, bro. Like, honestly, buy Dark. If you want to play the game, buy Darkmoor. I'm telling you, it's so much fun just helping out low levels in Darkmoor. Darkmoor is such a fun dungeon. I love doing Graveyard specifically. It's just a fun dungeon, right? Like, you don't have to like feed this game monthly. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. Y'all don't have to feed this game monthly, and that might depend on the like certain player you are. You know, if you're actively questing and you're a slow quester, maybe that might take you a couple months or something like that, depending on how fast you quest. But personally, for me, I say that for me. I know all of y'all have like 50 level 170 character accounts. I understand. Good for you. I'm so happy for you. Personally, for me, I've always played on one wizard because I just don't like playing on other wizards. I'm a life wizard, level 170, did Selenopolis. I even did the challenge mode. I put a lot of hours into challenge mode, even with the various bugs and glitches that were in challenge mode, by the way. It wasn't perfect. There were definitely a few little bugs here and there, right? And I did this, right? I got the whole outfit, which, again, the outfit you can get from challenge mode from doing about, like, 105 challenge mode total battles. And again, it's an awesome outfit. I put a lot of hours in this game, despite all of the backlash that all these updates get. Right? Despite all that, I still play the game. So that ends it for the entire video. Yeah, a lot to unpack there. So again, make sure to keep up with their Discord on everything that has been happening so far, because it's just been crazy. It really has been chaotic. And honestly, it's just getting, like, embarrassing even making videos for Wizard101, because it's like I'm trying to also, like, make other content for the other video games I actually play. And I get comments about, like, oh, what's this game? Like, you play this old game? Like, yeah, sadly, I do, unfortunately, play this old game that is riddled with bugs and glitches. But like I said, I would absolutely love a year with no world updates, no portal apparel updates, no new gauntlets, no new packs, no new bundles. Just like everything that's focusing on making the game stabilized as much as humanly possible, right? Starting with, you know, all the other stuff right now. Portal apparel, the friends gift box, and, you know, the missing gifts that people are potentially missing, and also just the Scion spellments and just everything else that's been going on, because it's been a mess, dude. It's been a mess. So if you want a more condensed version, again, go to Blaze Lifehammer. He made a really great video about that, but I just wanted to share that announcement part with you, because I know a lot of people are confused as to why KI Live was canceled today. And again, we talk about that reactionary stuff, where they are a very reactionary company, right? Same thing that happened with the Crown Shop cleanup when they tried getting rid of the housing furniture packs for literally no reason, and the community fired back, and they reacted to that. You right? So again, it's all over the place, but I think that'd be good, though. Just take, I say that a lot, just like, really, just take your time with these updates, man. I understand it's hard, but it's getting to the point where it's like a lot of people are canceling the memberships. A lot of people are just not playing the game as frequently anymore. Quite honestly, this is the only time I ever log in. I don't even look at my plants anymore. I just log off after this video is over, because I don't want to play it anymore. So, I'm tired. I'm gonna go play some Assassin's Creed Shadows, upload some videos for that. Tired, man. Jeez, I'm tired, man. Yeah, until then, peace out. Have a lovely day, or at least try to. Yeah, sorry that the pool apparel is broken for like the 50th time, man. We'll get that back hopefully in like a couple months, or maybe a year or two. Who knows? Honestly, who knows when we'll see the portal apparel again, dude? Who knows, dude? Every time it releases, it bugs. I don't know. I don't know. But, yeah, I'll talk to you guys later, and peace out.